Hey guys, Gizmoddict here, and today we're going to talk about the Poco M2 Pro. So this is actually the first time where I've received the unit of the phone 4 months before its official launch, and I've also reviewed the phone before its official launch. You can check out my Redmi Note 9 Pro review if you want to know things about the Poco M2 Pro, because this phone is exactly the same. I have no clue what the Poco team was smoking or thinking when they decided to launch this phone, because it makes absolutely no sense to launch the Poco M2 Pro. This is literally the Redmi Note 9 Pro. It's just that it comes with Poco launcher and you get a 33-watt charging adapter inside the box with a slightly changed design on the back. So the question is, why did Poco do this? I honestly am very disappointed with Poco as a brand, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. But first I'll give you guys my opinion on the Poco M2 Pro. Well, it's literally the same as the Redmi Note 9 Pro, and I think it's a good phone. It's been launched around 14 to 15,000 rupees, and I think for that price it's a good value for money phone, because you get a Snapdragon 720G inside. The camera setup is not bad. The battery life is insanely good. Actually, I think it's one of the best in this segment with that 720G and 5000 mAh of battery. And the display, although 60Hz, is not a bad panel. It's a really good LCD display. So for 14 to 15,000 rupees, in fact, I would recommend you to get the Poco M2 Pro and not the Redmi Note 9 Pro, because you get things like Poco launcher and lesser ads on the Poco phone in comparison to the Redmi phone. But if you want to know more about the Poco M2 Pro, please check out my Redmi Note 9 Pro. I've used this phone for a long time, and then I published my review, so you'll get to know everything about the phone there. But now I want to talk about Poco as a brand, and to be honest, I am really disappointed with them. The thing is, ever since 2020 has started, Poco has been calling themselves an independent brand from Xiaomi. They are now an independent brand, but the only thing that they've done this year is rebrand phones from Xiaomi. I could understand the Poco X2. Xiaomi did not launch the Redmi K30 in India, and Poco X2 was more of an enthusiast phone, something which the Poco F1 also was. So I could understand still the Poco X2 rebranding. But then why the Poco M2 Pro? Xiaomi has already launched that phone in India. Nobody asked for it, and they still want to launch this phone. In fact, Poco was more independent when it was under Xiaomi, because at that time they launched the Poco F1, which was a completely new device, and it was not rebranded from any other Xiaomi phone. So Poco, although they claim themselves to be an independent brand, they are not. They are still pretty much linked with Xiaomi. They keep rebranding Xiaomi phones all the time, and I won't consider them to be an independent brand from Xiaomi until they launch their own lineup of phones. Also, if Poco is an independent brand and they keep copying Redmi designs, doesn't that make Poco a copycat brand? Something what Xiaomi calls Realme all the time? I don't know, but the thing is, I'm quite disappointed with Poco, and I feel Xiaomi to some extent is a little bit directionless and they don't know what to do with Poco, and I feel they brought the brand back just because of the pressure from the fans. Because if they were to listen to the consumers, everyone has been asking for a Poco F2, and everyone has been waiting for that phone since the last 1 year, but there have been no developments on it. In fact, the Redmi K30 Pro, which was launched as Poco F2 Pro globally, people also want that in India, but the brand still does not have any clue as to when that phone is coming to India. So clearly it's become less of a user focused brand, and lately they've been doing nothing but compare to Realme all the time. If you follow Poco's general manager on Twitter, he keeps taking pot shots on Realme all the time, and sometimes they are really pointless. Recently when Realme launched the X3 Super Zoom, he went ahead and called the zoom mode a creep mode. So literally what Poco does is troll Realme on social media, and even if you watch their launch events, let me get to the launch events now, because this one was quite awkward and weird. But even if you see the Poco X2 launch event, all they did was compare their phone with Realme X2. In the complete launch event, it was just a Poco X2 versus Realme X2 comparison video. Even if you see the Poco M2 Pro's launch video, apart from the awkward and the weird part, they compared this phone with the Realme 6 Pro, which is clearly in a segment above. They compared some very basic features like thickness, battery life, charging speed, 30 watt versus 33 watt, SAR values, and they claimed that Poco M2 Pro is a better phone than the Realme 6 Pro. They completely ignored the fact that Realme 6 Pro has a wide-angle selfie camera on the front. The Realme 6 Pro has a 90Hz display. The Realme 6 Pro has a telephoto lens. They completely ignored all that thing, and they even went ahead and showed some camera samples where they were like Poco M2 Pro clicks better photos than Realme 6 Pro, whereas majority of the people, at least on Twitter, like the Realme 6 Pro's image. So I don't know where Poco is heading. Honestly, if Poco wanted to listen to their users, they could have done something wherein they offer Xiaomi phones. They could have rebranded Xiaomi phones, but they could have given stock Android or their own twist to the UI, something like OnePlus does with Oxygen UI. If they could have done that with the same Xiaomi phones, a lot of people would have loved it. But as we've seen on the Poco M2 Pro unboxing video, it has been literally nothing but a rebrand of the Redmi Note 9 Pro. And you also have all the same apps that you have in Xiaomi's MIUI, all those annoying apps. And I would link B-Bomb's video in the description box. They did a very good coverage on the Poco M2 Pro about various Xiaomi apps like the Cleaner app and some other apps that ask for a lot of permissions. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link that. Please watch that. The thing is, with MIUI, there has always been growing concern of privacy and all of those things. So I wish if Poco could have given their own twist and done Google Play Edition or something with stock Android, a lot of people would have loved buying. But they just keep blindly rebranding Xiaomi phones, and I don't think how far this thing can go, because honestly now I don't look forward to any of the Poco launch because I know that it's gonna be a rebrand phone. The brand has lost its originality. Poco is not what it was when we got the Poco F1, and I'm quite disappointed by it. Also, I feel that if this Xiaomi, Redmi and Poco rebranding goes on for a long time, users will eventually lose trust in the brand. Because think about it, consider a user who bought the Redmi Note 9 Pro 2-3 months back or a month back, and now they have the Poco M2 Pro, which is not only at the same price, but it also offers you a 33-watt fast charging brick, it offers you a better design, and you get a slightly better user experience without ads on the Poco phone. Wouldn't you feel cheated? Because why couldn't Xiaomi launch this phone in the first place as the Poco M2 Pro? I mean, if I was a Redmi Note 9 Pro buyer, I would really be furious right now at Xiaomi, because they could have just done this in the first place and avoided the whole thing. So if this goes on for long, I feel that users will kind of be pissed off with the brand and they will lose their trust. So I hope if someone from Poco or Xiaomi is watching, they could take this as a constructive criticism and probably launch some unique phones in the Poco lineup in the future. The funny thing is, they didn't launch the Poco F2 and they keep trolling Realme all the time, but Realme with the X3 gave users what they wanted in a Poco F2. All they wanted was a flagship chip at a lower price, and Realme delivered that before these guys with the Realme X3. I still haven't bought the Realme X3. I have the X3 Zoom, but I couldn't get the X3 in the first sale. That is a whole another story with the flash sales, but I'll be bringing videos about that phone very soon. As of now, if you guys want to buy the Poco M2 Pro, you can buy it. It's a good phone. Just don't buy the Redmi Note 9 Pro. The Poco M2 Pro makes a lot of more sense right now. And as I said before, all of my reviews are linked in the description box, so you can go and watch that. Also, please let me know in the comments if you guys want to see videos of the Poco M2 Pro or not, because it's literally the same as this phone. And I don't see the point of buying it and making the videos again, because the software optimization, camera quality, everything has been identical. But even then, if you wish, please let me know your choice in the comments and I'll try to buy this phone in the next sale. Anyways, this was my short rant about the Poco brand. I know this was not a review video or an unboxing video or a PUBG review like I normally do, but I wanted to let this out and share my opinion with you guys. And if you guys like such rant based videos, then please let me know in the comments. We could do one every week or something like that. Anyways, that's all I have to say about the Poco brand and the Poco M2 Pro. If you guys have any questions or your thoughts, please let me know in the comments. A lot of videos are coming back to my channel. I took a short break recently for 2 weeks, but I promise I'm gonna be back very soon. Anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I will be back in your notifications pretty soon. Peace.